Hello Chivalry 2 players. This is Zeta's experimental video where I'll try to add audio on top of the gameplay video, just explaining all my thinking during the survival runs. Let's dive right in. So I received an arrow, I tried to heal back and replenish my bandages. I see one enemy showing me the back, I'll try to kill him, there you go. 3 people attacking me, so I'll need to retreat into better position. Only one left, okay, the second also joining, not a problem. As long as I'm in a good position. 2 more people need to retreat again. Go back. So it's fun really. They just can't seem to hit me. Complimentary emotes showing superiority over the enemies. So this is a single out the enemy, just alone. Alone in the wilds, and here it is, alone in the ground. Now this enemy, it seems like my teammate is better, no need to help. As you can see, I'm not rushing into the front, I'm trying to stay between my teammates. Using some feints. And still holding the line, not trying to extrude too much. Okay, we'll finish enemies around here. Let's see another flank. Arrows flying past, so I just can't stop. I have to be constantly in movement, or else get an arrow in the face. There you go, like this guy. The shields are up actually. They work even if you do not brace it. It still blocks arrows and ballista shots. So it's really up. That's a bit tricky, and there is a choke point, so I need to somehow to escape for it. Right, need to double check if I have enough bandages, then just in case, take it again. Okay, 2 enemies, let's see, attack from the back, as always, and kill it. 1, and hopefully we'll help. Okay, we helped with the second one, just assist, but that's not a problem. We aim at survival. Not too many kills. So again, attack in the back. Retreat back into your own lines. Doesn't work all the time, but it does here. As you can see, enemy was probably playing first person, so they could not see me coming from the side. Use P if you want to play third person. Oh, nice javelin to the face. Nice. Let's heal back on this banner. Again, attack from the back, right? The most sure way to get a kill. Right, this weapon does not have any sort of additional bonuses against armor. So it actually works better for people with less HP, like vanguards or archers. But due to its reach, you can actually control the pace with, against knights as well. Need to replenish back my stamina. It's very low after all those dashes I do. And go back to the front a bit. Poke and go back. Actually, those poke dashes are really good. You can go back into your lines without exposing too much to the enemy. And go poke, poke. And he's down. Double checking that I have no enemy trying to go around me. And attack from the back. Seems like I'm okay. There you go. Why show your back to me? Why? You shouldn't. If you do, you die. Okay, now this one somehow charged me. That's unfortunate one, so it's good that I'm full health. I was full health actually before he attacked, but I'm okay. So it's not a problem. Just retreat back, heal. I would need again to have some bandages. Arrows flying, you can't stop. I can't stress this enough. You cannot stop while you do survival runs, otherwise arrow will get you. It can get you anyway, but if you run, it's harder. This guy was unfortunate to be left alone. So I tried to go back into the fight. Seems like a nice javelin to the back from teammate, and now some random hit from the enemy. Really bad. Need to replenish health as soon as possible. And you see I'm not persisting onto going for objective yet, because it's not the time. enemy wave has just spawned and they're rushing into the objective. Okay, and this one is alone, but it's a good player. I can see it from his movements. But that did not help. And he catches spear with his face. The point about Chivalry 2 survival is actually not about your skills, but more about your position. So this guy was good, but unfortunately his position was really bad. So he died, and he did not take a single kill with him in this melee. I scan now and see on the left there is one enemy pressing into our archers. Need to assist. Actually, the execution axe is too slow, so it's easy to dodge. No problem. Friendlies have managed to take the objective. And I'm mopping up the leftovers. Now I'm off to the next stage of the map. As you know, the spawn points in every stage is different, so you absolutely have to know the map if you want to do survival run. Now this next stage is not particular anything of challenge, except there is a big crevasse between us and the objective, so if you don't use bridges you might fall down into the water and die instantaneously. Well, this is the biggest issue here, nothing else. No ballista, no catapults. So just enjoy and try to ensure that your lines are clear from enemies. Once that's done, we can proceed to objective, to the bridges. Again, one enemy just tries for some reason to get to our archers. You can do that, but only if you are a quick class like Vanguard. Then you can do. You jump in, you get a kill and then go back where you come from. But this knight might have just needed to exact revenge on the archer that previously have felled him. Unfortunately for him, I was there to give a hand to my fellow archer. I was targeted in this exchange by a kick. So it seems like a person knows how to use kick properly. But my position was really good, so that saved me. The objective is being progressed. I lost some health, need to replenish. I scan the area. It's okay, this stage went easier than expected due to the friendlies being very good. Mopping up the resistance and proceeding to the next objective. The next objective also is not particularly too hard. There are some flaming pits you shouldn't fall into because you'll get burned. But other than that, also not much challenge. I tried to block my friendly from scoring a kill because I wanted it from an AFK person. It's not fair, but hey, a kill is a kill. I quickly glanced to the right just to see if there's enemy lurking there to kill me. So there's none. Again, execution axe is very predictable. Yes, each weapon has its own speed and reach. This is something you have to practice and memorize. But this one is not particular challenge. I hate especially the one-handed weapons if they get too close. It's really tough. So taking the objective points as much as I can. It's not important, but every little helps. Notice how I turn around in fluid motion instead of sharp turns. This way I can retain my momentum and get away quicker or attack somebody where he least expects it. I see some enemy trying to pursue friendlies. And he's not successful. Still, I catch him. This is the skilled person with execution axe. Again, predictable. Just stab them in the face till he bleeds. There you go. And not dead yet. Soon will be. There you go. So execution axe is not a bad weapon, and this predictability comes from its slowness. So if you want to use it, you should actually do the charging attacks and then just move back as much as you can. So sort of jump in, attack and move back. If you lose momentum with execution axe, you die. It's almost true with all weapons, but execution axe is especially. Don't use execution axe, it's not a good weapon. Use something more nimble. I want to engage in the fight, but apparently our friendlies have no need of me here. so I just heal the friendly person. If you want to get more points, heal them when they're knocked down. Continue on to the objective. Notice the spike perimeter around this pit, so if you are kicked into one of those, you'll definitely die in one hit, so don't stand close to it. I notice a single person, and I need to quickly dispatch of him, so I try to go behind his back and attack him, so we can kill him quickly, and we can continue on to more adventures. Checking out my fellow archers, if they're good and nobody wants to harm them. Or in other words, I'm here for easy kills. I noticed the same barbarian with Executioner Axe, but this time friendlies have taken him. So again, Executioner Axe, if you lose momentum, you die. So even I was not needed. And a single archer wants to ruin the fun. So just dispatching of him quickly. Sometimes between the fights I would hit tab and check the score to see if I'm doing well. If there's too few people or too few kills, I would just simply stop it there and go to another server. Since there are quite a few people on the objective and they're not friendlies, I would rather wait for more opportune time to engage. Still, enemy greatly outnumbers us at the objective. Friendly wave just came in, of course not too big, just 4 people, but maybe the others will come as well from a different side. Now about healing. So I see people just getting hit and try to heal in the open field. This is a big no-no. If I would have a Danax, I would be throwing things at him and he would die instantaneously. So if you want to heal in battlefield conditions, you have to go behind some obstacle, like walls, or worst case scenario teammates. I'm trying to keep an eye on those hanging 1-kill fire cages / pits. So if somebody would throw anything at it or you swing in it, you will die. So be very wary when fighting underneath anything that can kill you instantaneously. I check enemy's kill by just poking around and dashing backwards. So in that way I can still safely retreat if I see the fight is not going in my favor. It seems like we have finally an advantage in numbers on this objective, so I go in there just to poke more holes in enemy line. Moving back to the car to replenish my bandages, and back again to the fight. In order to ensure there's nobody lurking in my back, I need to deal with the stragglers.
Into the keep.
Since I know this map, soon the stragglers will have to respawn at the objective, so I'm not worried about chasing them anymore. After we've dealt with all stragglers, we continue on to the next objective. Now next objective is probably one of the more challenging ones, and the reason is there is a choke point, so anything small like one-handed weapon is not feasible there. Also you have to keep an eye on 2 ballistas that will be shooting into this objective, and also the hanging corpses, so there are 6 of them if I remember correctly, so any one of those falling on you will ruin your survival run. And did I mention that you'll be in one concentrated blob with your friendlies, so expect being hit from the sides from your teammates, as well to accept firepods thrown at you by the enemy and friendly. Did I mention that archers have a field day when shooting at concentrated mass of enemies? Now about fighting in choke points. As you can see, I try to be in the same line with friendlies to ensure that our formation cohesion is not challenged. So in a sense, I poke, I go back. Yes, I'm hit from the sides and back by friendlies, but friendly hit is like deals only 1/4 of damage than the enemy hit. I also deal some damage to teammates, unfortunately, but this is unavoidable in choke points. So about healing teammates. So Footman class can receive up to 100 points per heal, and that's provided that the friendly you're healing is knocked down. If he is standing, you'll receive maximum 50 points. So again, if you want more points, use it on mostly knockdown friendlies. I notice that enemy line is thin, so I proceed forward to push the objective. During survival rounds you inevitably run into a conundrum where you are low HP but enemy is also damaged, so how should you risk it to get another kill or not? The rule of thumb is that your survival is more important than one kill, so just retreat or play very safe until you get your chance to retreat. Some people in the chat are complaining about the number of players, and I can see that the opposition is dwindling, and this is nothing you can do about. From my side, all I can do is push objective and ensure the map ends quicker if I want to continue playing it. One gentleman with a poleaxe tries to have a go at me. Little does he know that poleaxe is actually abysmal in slashes. It's very good in overheads and stabs, but not slashes. It's not about damage, it's about reach. So slashes with bow weapons usually has really short reach. In comparison to their overheads and stabs, now on my long walk back to the ammo cart to replenish bandages. Why I had to go back that long is because I saw no friendly banners that could heal me, and the next closest ammo chest is behind the enemy lines. So remember, if you do survival run, you almost definitely need to remember all places you can fetch bandages from. A bit more formation fighting, so I try to attack and dash back into friendly lines, do as much damage as I can and take as little damage as possible. Of course that does not work out the way I intended, so I'm again low health and again on my walk of shame back to the ammo cart. During those walks I usually reflect on what I did wrong in this combat, and maybe next time I would need to do that walk of shame. I've noticed a couple of enemies amongst our ranks. Need to take care of them as soon as possible. And unfortunately I knocked down my friendly player, so I tried to get rid of the last enemy, and I absolutely need to get him up. That's the least chivalrous thing I can do. Now about reviving teammates, you shouldn't revive them straight away, because otherwise one swing will take him out anyway. Just look for good timing, so basically you get rid of enemies and only then you proceed to reviving. After I replenished my health on the health banner, I proceed to the objective and try to hold the line in the objective itself. It's not too easy with all the fire pots and corpses plummeting from the air. A bit more challenging moment. The enemy hit me with a Dane axe, then I received an arrow when I was healing, and then there is an enemy charging with a falchion. No need for walk of shame, since I've got healed by a friendly footman, and I continue the fight. Getting rid of the leftovers on the objective, and then we'll proceed to the next one. You can see two ballistas on the walls. They're not manned yet, so this is good news. Regardless of this, I still try to get my bandages by sitting behind the ammo cart, so as not to be hit by enemy archers or ballistas if they are mounted. Shameful display from my part. Not only I missed hitting the enemy, also was hit from the side by another lurking enemy. Not sure how he got there, but it was bad situational awareness from my side. I've noticed that Ballista is mounted now, so I proceed to wait in the shadow of a rock to ensure that Ballista has released its projectile. About the next map stage, so it has two ballistas, so the biggest challenge is getting to the wall. There are some hanging items, yes, but the safest route would be on the right of the objective, so we'll have to deal with one ballista only, and then we can climb the wall with a scaffolding on the right side. By abusing the third person view, I can observe the enemy, whilst the enemy cannot see me. In that case, I can reap the advantage of being able to time my attacks correctly and stab him in the back. Time to shine. Whilst my team is hacking away at the door, Somebody needs to keep an eye on the flanks, since the enemy will sally out through the windows and ruin our push. I know some commenters say that I do not do objective, but if this is not doing the objective, I don't know what is. The next stage is only a challenge if you fight next to the cell which is holding Hero Thorn. My approach to this stage is simply get rid of as many enemies as possible so friendlies can have a go and lift the doors of the holding cell. There's a Spartan pit in the middle and gallows. Please avoid those if you don't want to end your survival run. I lack bravery to go alone into the breach, so I just go back and double check if there is friendly wave coming, and I notice they have some troubles, as there are a few enemies between them. Once I get closer, it seems like they're handling things quite well, so we together would proceed to the objective. I'm not even paying attention to the right side, just checking if enemy wave is coming, but focus on the left, since this is the way I can get to my teammates. Good melee, and I need to replenish my stamina. The distance calculation. So as you can see, we have weapons that hit almost exactly at the same distance, but since I dashed and then moved forward, I avoid his weapon and was able to connect mine. This is not something you learn immediately, this is something you get through laborious practice. This is the last stage of the map, which is relatively easy, since there are very few insta-kill items, namely the cliff, the water next to the bridge, and basically one hanging box. If you do the stage not being a hero, it's a bit more challenging than that. The strength of a hero is that you do not flinch once you are hit by the enemy jabs or enemy hits. So in a sense, you don't need to do much blocking, you just need a weapon that goes through enemies and just continue on swinging. Also, hero enjoys a significant increase in health, so that does not mean that you should not keep your eyes on the health tab, just that it means that any confrontation with the enemies will leave you relatively unscathed, plowing through the enemies, trying to keep formation with the friendlies. I've noticed that right side is struggling, so I need to go in there and assist them in dispatching few enemies to ensure that the whole formation can move forward. Some Leroy Jenkins attacks with a falchion, but he's as successful as he is in his original video. Even if I notice that my team has significantly advanced on the left side, I double check my bag just to ensure there's no stragglers there. Apologies sir for knocking you over so you could be killed by the enemy. This was not my intention. I'm just not that good. Usually a sincere apology is enough. If you can see, I'm not trying to be a Rambo here. I'm trying to pick fights only against one enemy at a time with the help of my fellow teammates. I can see that Barbarian that used Executioner Axe has listened to my advice and switched to a Maul. Maul is better than Executioner Axe, almost in all instances. I've heard stories about it one-shotting a knight, so it's really a great weapon. Leroy strikes again, with equally stunning results. Seems like teammates are in need of some assistance, because this enemy is keeping 3 friendlies busy. Bad distance calculation on my part. friendly formation dissipated, so I need to retreat even further back to ensure that the wave keeps up with me. Taking Messer hit into the face is not a big problem for a hero, so as I said, you can just ignore the hits and just continue on plowing through enemies. Some wannabe assassin appears, and I have 2 friendlies on my side, and I'm a hero, so he has literally no chances, no matter his skills. There is an enemy spawn point on the right side behind the palisade. I need to constantly look at that side to ensure that the enemy wave does not surround me. One of the better opponents with Halberd, he blocks well, but he does not anticipate that I can catch Halberd hits with my face all day long and hit back, and on trades I still win because of my health pool. Once I'm comfortable with our advantage over the enemy forces in the region, I can proceed forward and dash to the ship. Thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and let me know if those efforts in voicing this video were worth it.